I'll help you move the reality.
All right. Welcome, welcome to all who are here among us. It's been a while. I understand. But if you follow me on the socials, you see I've been out in the streets with the people doing things. We'll talk about that later.
Doing this book.
That book, you better. You see the shirt too. For those of you who are listening, I have on my ancestors plus me equals wildest dream shirt, which you can feel free to get up from Mom Tings. But also, our guest has my picture book that debuted from Scholastic called "I Am My Ancestors' Wildest Dreams," and so it has been. I've been busy. I've been meaning to get on here and like touch base and start season 3, but you know some things took priority, but I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to have one of my amazing sister friends here with me. She's the friend that they talk about like, hey, you know, so ghetto. This is ghetto. Well,
Hi, babies.
the dogs say hello to everyone. We can figure out how to edit. Cookie, enough. I'm recording. Do you care? Buster, do you care? Anyway, back to what I was saying. I have one of my amazing sister friends here, and she is the friend that they talk about where they're like, hey, if I haven't responded or whatever, just know I love you. I'm here, but life is just life, and we're going to pick up as if we talked 2 hours ago. And I love that because I think as moms, we give ourselves that grace because we get it, because we have the kids, we have, if we have a partner, we have whatever going on. And it be like that sometimes. It just really be like that. And so I'm so excited though that she made some time for little old me to come on here and talk about on the other side of motherhood. And today we're going to be talking about healing as a mom. Because unfortunately, life does happen and we might fall ill. And how do we navigate that space? And so we're going to talk about that. But as we always do, we always come in on a momspirational quote. And this one is from somebody unknown. I feel like the people just typed this up, but it was cute. And so we're going to roll with it. So it says, a sick mother's love is a powerful catalyst for healing. I can't read, y'all. We know that. Reminded. For healing, reminding us that miracles that lie within. So a sick mother's love is a powerful catalyst for healing, reminding us of miracles that lie within. And so today I am so honored that Miss Tonya Abari is here with us, the author of Locks Not Dreads. Where is my book? Your niece has the book. I think she was there because I found the jacket cover on her dresser, but she was reading the book at bedtime, and it's like one of her books to read. And so I'm excited. So tell the good people, who are you? And then we're gonna jump into it.
Yes. Hello to all your listeners. Thank you, Tanisha, for having me on this morning. I appreciate you opening up this discussion about what it's like to mother through healing and illness. And I'm happy to be here. I am a multi-genre storyteller, freelance journalist, published author, book reviewer, editor, amongst some things.
You might have some Jamaican in you, girl, because I'm like, wait a minute, that's at least 5 jobs right there. You
At least
might
five. At
least.
homeschooling mama. That's 2.
Oh, Jesus, bless it.
So, and I have my words can be seen in publications like USA Today, Publishers Weekly, Good Housekeeping, Zora, AARP, and many more. And then also, you know, as a multi-genre writer, my writing centers on my lived experiences as a Black woman and also a Black mother in the United States. So a lot of my topics revolve around family, mothering, and womanhood at its core. Even though I love everything, I love me some food, I love me some music. Uh, so all of my books and topics kind of, you know, reflect on those central themes. But my published children's books can be found wherever books are sold. I have 2 board books, My Hair, My Crown, and also Let's Celebrate Juneteenth. And then also I have a picture book, which published on September the 5th, 2023, Locks Not Dreads. And that can be purchased wherever books are sold as well.
Look at you. Come on, infomercial. Get it out. Tell the people. Yes, get it out on the front end so they can go on and buy. We're going to remind y'all again, too.
We're going to remind you.
Yes. But so here's the thing. So I think you kind of hit on something. I kind of want to jump into it. You were talking about, you know, you write, you know, from the experience as not just a Black woman, but also as a Black mother. So as we're talking about healing and are just mothering through illness, how has that kind of shaped your experience, especially as, you know, a Black woman? Because I feel like as moms, especially Black moms, we kind of wear this cape all the time. Like we never are taking off our cape. We can be dog sick, right? Like throwing up the whole 9, but yet we're still cooking dinner, or we're still dropping kids off at school, or we're still like, okay, if you're homeschooling, like, you know, today's lesson is how to
from the hospital bed.
Right. How to sleep, how to
Yes.
get rest. So, you know, but like I just feel like we don't always have the support that we need because just society kind of is like, oh, sis, you got this, you're so strong. And it's like, I'm not in this moment and I could use some support. So kind of talk about that, like kind of what that looked like for you in that season.
Okay, so just let me just give you like a little, you know, background about, you
Mhm.
know, some parts of my physical healing that I've been dealing with in the past few years, especially. Postpartum, I had a DVT and stroke, and this was 5 weeks after I gave birth. During that tender time when we're supposed to be, you know, being very careful and watching out for things, I fell ill and had to get emergency surgery, all of the things. And after that, you know, there was just dominoes that kind of just trickled, and my body just malfunctioned and ended up having gallstone pancreatitis, which kept me in the hospital, in and out of the hospital for the past 2 years total. I've been in and out of the hospital for more than 4 months. So if you count all of the time together. So, you know, I consider myself relatively healthy on a physical level, healthy, even in carrying the baby and having a home birth. Yes, the baby came out in the bedroom. And so I considered myself, you know, relatively healthy. There was a lot of emotional stress and things that I was holding inside that really creep up through childbirth. My first child was born in 2015, and it was kind of the same thing. I had birth trauma. I had an emergency C-section, and I had some health issues that followed. You know, we can't know if we're blaming it on, you know, stress from other things happening, from this world that we live in where we're constantly in fight or flight. And we know that capitalism is violent. So we're trying to survive in this capitalist hellscape and still, you know, have the space and the energy to ease into motherhood, which just hasn't been the case for me.
It's rough, like seriously. Like I think about like even with my oldest with Sydney, it just like you said, the birth trauma, like I didn't even think that's what it was. But yeah, like having to have an emergency section, and at the time it was just her, so I didn't have to raise anybody else, but being away from her,
Yes.
you know, I mean, right after birth, I mean, I never got to hold her until maybe a day or so afterwards, you know, like
Yes.
so much.
And you're in pain. You're in
And
pain.
you're in pain.
You're like, oh Lord, oh Lord. And you're in pain, and your hormones is doing backflips, and
Oh,
you're
you
trying to figure,
crying?
yes, crying, trying to figure out, what's going on. And you're like, okay, well, I don't feel my best, but
Yeah.
I need to show up in my power because,
Mm.
I'm mom. So that has been challenging, for me. And I'm here to get solidarity with the listeners and say that I
Yeah.
am a constant work in progress. I don't have this
Mm.
figured out yet. This is not
Yeah.
something that I would even think I'll ever have figured out. I think that I'm just doing the best I can and showing up as much as I can in these spaces to make sure that I imprint positively on my kids. Now, you brought up something about the strong woman, the Black strong woman complex.
Mhm. Yeah.
I got it bad. I got
You
it
don't
bad.
say. You don't
I got
say,
it bad.
friend.
Yes, I got it bad. And
wait, hold on. I gotta say something because when you said it, it just listen. Y'all know how they would say Tom Jones said he was the hardest working radio man in radio.
Mm.
It to know Tonya, y'all. This a bad chick. Like, listen, did she be out here like you can't tell my friend no. That's just not what you go tell. My sister is gonna get it. Like you closed the door. I found a window.
Yeah.
That's fine. I found the crawl space. So she not lying. This is what the young people say, no cap.
Yes.
No
No cat. No cat. No cat. We sounded like elder millennials up in this piece.
cap.
Um but yeah, I mean, at the same time though, divesting, because I had two daughters, and I want them to know that it's okay, to say, that you need help. It's okay to do that. The only way for them to know it is for me to show it. So I've been working on those things because when you're healthy and then all of a sudden things happen and you are, dealing with the illness, you can't think. Like, it's like, you just can't think. It's so much going on and so much, and you're like trying to figure out whether you're doing stuff right. And then you're hard on yourself. I had a lot of guilt, and then I had to check myself like, yo, you just had a baby. Number one. Number two, you have a 6-year-old in addition to the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, it's you and your husband. That's what you got.
That's it. Yeah.
And ain't nobody coming. So you need to, y'all need to work around that and figure it out.
Yes.
And so, but then also having moments of vulnerability where, my 6-year-old is seeing me crying, seeing me, balled up in the corner and facing a wall. Let me tell you, that pancreatitis, I gave birth naturally with no medication, had to get stitched up, and I was fine. And then I got pancreatitis and thought I was the end.
That was the end was here. Like,
yes. I said, what is this? So, and in those situations too, brought me closer to, I believe there's always a test in the testimony. Those situations brought me closer to myself. I had to dig deep. I had to go in. I had to, talk to my inner child. I had to talk to Tonya, the mother. As mothers, when we give birth, we also giving birth to ourselves. So, though these experiences of mothering through illness and trying to heal, it's all a process for me to be a better person, for me to be a better Tonya, for me to be a better mother, for me to be a better, all of the things. And then continue to walk in my purpose. And so, and I grew up in a home. Both of my parents suffered from chronic illness and also chronic pain. My mom was a migraine sufferer. She had hormonal migraines. I also have them. But I watched, my mom, she would go in the room for 5 days and like not come out. As a child, I didn't understand sometimes. And then also, of course, as a child, there's real talk. I was frustrated sometimes because I felt like, okay, well, you're missing my band performance, or, it was, but now as an adult, as someone who is suffering, suffers from migraines as well, like I understand what she was
Yeah.
doing. Like, now I understand. I get it. Like, the headaches be so bad sometimes, you know, I need to just be like, look, y'all, look, fend for
Go away.
yourselves.
Right.
I'll be back.
I'll be
You
back
know,
though.
right. I'll be back. I'll be watching y'all on the camera, but I got to
But
turn it, you
there's
know.
cereal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get your cereal.
Right.
And, you know, which is really hard to do. You know, my mom started suffering when we were a little bit older. She started suffering from the migraines. And so it was a little bit easier for her to do. When your kids are very young, like baby,
Yes.
toddler, you know, up until like 8, it's very physically demanding. Like, they require
Correct.
a lot of physical, you know, attention. And so I had to like physically dig deep, because I'm like, you know, while the husband
That's
is
it.
working or something, I'm like, dang, I gotta lift this baby up, change this baby. Like, I'm hurt,
Mm-hmm.
but I gotta do it.
But I
You
gotta
know,
get it done.
yes,
Yep.
gotta get it done. So, you know, and then my dad, he suffers from, he's disabled and has rheumatoid arthritis. And so, you know, just growing up in the house with 2 parents, like, now, you know, I understand, you
Yeah.
know, which has helped me healing on an emotional level in so many ways. But also trying to figure out how me as a parent, how Tonya as a parent can be present and show up, you know, for my
Yeah.
kids while still healing. So work in progress. But I probably didn't even answer the question. I went off on a
I didn't
tangent.
even know, but this was so good because you said something and I had to write it down. Like, as mothers, we are giving birth to ourselves. And I feel like that resonated with me so hard because I feel like it was in my motherhood that I have matured.
Yes.
That there was this level of maturity that I thought I was mature, but then I became a mom and I got really mature. Like, I realized, oh, I wasn't as mature. It then became this moment where no matter the cost, I'm going to push through whatever's going on in my world. And like, you know, just having, like, I remember my mom I used to always wonder why she'd be in her room.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a black mama thing, but
They need their breaks.
They be in their room, girl. I be like, why should, but now I get it.
Yes.
You need a moment. You need a break. Even if you're like, and just healing ourselves. And then you went into the aspect of like healing emotionally. Because I think like when we begin to heal our inner child as well, the little T's that didn't understand. And so like, while I can give grace and understand, like, okay, I get, you know, now that I have this same condition as you, I understand, but I do want to do something different. I do still want to go to the game.
Yes.
Or I want to go to the practice, or I want to be here for you in this way. So I may not have gotten it, but how can I navigate? So for you, how have you navigated that space? How have you shown up despite, you know, having your own illnesses? How have you been able to show up for your girls?
Sure. That's you know, just every day waking up with the motivation to do something better. I legit like wake up every day and say, today I'm better and I'm getting better every day. Even if I don't, you know, feel my best, I try, you know, and there's some days where I have to be honest, you know, with the children and with I mean, the toddler, she don't care. She gives
don't
no
care.
fucks at all.
Not
Like,
one. Most toddlers don't. They're like, you said you were sick.
right.
Girl, whip that thing out so I could nurse and let me go about my day. What's wrong with you?
So with that part, she's the boss. I have no, you know, I can't have a conversation with her like and bargain and negotiate. I need to do what she wants.
Because she gonna make your life hell if you don't.
Yes. So, you know, with that, but with my older child, you know, I've had conversations with her and being just really honest. Mommy doesn't feel, you know, well today. I know you want to play. I know we have, you know, some things on the docket, but I may need to sit this one out. And we'll do something different on another day. Which, you know, I encourage her to ask me questions about, you know, what's going on. And then, you know, just like I ask her questions, she's a human too. How do you feel today? Are you okay? Are you having a good day on a scale of 1 to 10? What's, you know, I mean, for months when I was in the hospital and when I came home, the little girl was saying, Mommy, 1 to 10, tell me what you got, 1 to 10. So we use that. We use the scales a lot, to just but also like I am like if she has a soccer game or sometimes I'm like I'm gonna put these glasses on and I'm gonna show up. I might be throwing up in the corner. I might be able to see two plays, but I'm finna go,
But I'm finna go.
but I'm finna
Yeah.
go. Like, and just, protect myself as much as I can while I'm out, stay away
Yeah.
from folks. Folks think I'm antisocial. Like, I just don't want to talk to you. I'm not feeling good. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk. I'm here in my corner supporting my kids, but leave me alone. Don't come
Don't
talk to
want to
me.
be right and expend more energy to deal with you. I don't want to do that today.
Yes. And so, this just ways of, I mean, just showing up like the best that you literally just showing up the best that you can. I think is important when you can, but also
Yeah.
honoring, your body and, trying to figure out time. Like the different, like it's, it was difficult after I had the DVT. I had to go from child, I slept 6 months in a bed upright like a damn mummy. Like my hands was up here, my
Oh,
legs was, we
wait a
had to do like
minute.
a makeshift. It was crazy. I was like, what is this? And then I was in a lot of pain, like waking up every
Yeah.
day. But I had
Hmm.
to, like drag myself out of bed. I had to, practice because I knew I had to practice to, be able to walk again, be able to use the bathroom again, to be able to do all
Yeah.
these things. And I like made like little games out of it. I would say, hey, Talani, put that on the other side of the room. I got to go get it. And then, and
Only
I
you
had,
would do something.
yes, like, okay, put that there. And I'm just like, dang. Like one time I got real weak because it was a situation where I had to use the bathroom really bad. My husband had to go out and get medication. This was like around the holidays. So like all the pharmacies and stuff was like out of what I needed or what I was
Hmm.
prescribed. And so he had to drive all over, but he was gone for like 3 or 4 hours and like his phone stopped working.
Not he
And
needed a break from you though. Not him. Not him. Not him running off.
I know part of him. He was in the car like,
He was like, "Yeah, freedom."
yes. So I had the baby nursing, sleeping like a mummy, and I had to use the bathroom real bad. And it was not a number one, it was a number two. I was like, dang it,
Oh
I gotta go.
no.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
This might be TMI, but I
All
had to go to
right.
the bathroom
The
real
safe
bad.
space. The safe space over here. Keep it
I-
real.
yes. So I had to go to the bathroom real bad. And so, my daughter, she ain't want no parts because she was like, oh, the bedpan, like I got no. So I said, I can't do that to her. I can't do that to her. So I went in the bedpan, but I was like, I need to wipe up. You know what I'm saying? I need to
I need to
clean up a
clean
little bit.
up.
Right. Because
Yeah.
I got a baby here. I can't be swimming. I got to clean up. So I had to, I had to take the cape off and I
Hmm.
had to say, look, Tonya, this is real shit right here. Like, you got to call
Yeah.
your neighbor. Like, call her. I don't care. My neighbor had
Hmm.
no idea what was going on. She just hadn't seen me, in a couple months. She knew I had a baby. I called her crying like a baby. I said, please, my husband's phone, Toast's phone's not working. Can you come over
Yeah.
here and help me get the toilet paper? And she did. She did. She came.
Oh,
She came
listen,
over,
it's a
and I
real
said,
one.
"Look at her." Look, but that was a moment where I had to, and a part of healing too is knowing, like, okay, you
Yeah.
need help, like, girl, you need
Yes. You
help.
need help. But we're good for not doing that though. Like we
Yes,
are so good for not asking for help. Like we will be like, I'm good. I'm gonna figure it out.
yes,
If I could put this baby wipe right
Mhm.
here,
And catch it.
okay, and catch it out, and then if I maneuver my cheek just right, I could wipe myself. Like,
Yes.
but it's just but you do sometimes you gotta tag team somebody in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I've found, because we live in Alabama, and so it's not like a whole lot of family. Like my mom is here, my sister is here, and thankfully they live like not far, but that's it. And so, like, well, even if they're not able to come, let me get to meet my neighbors around me,
Yeah.
where, because I might need to call somebody. I might
Yes.
need to, somebody else might have to tag team in. And I really might need to send out an SOS because we really do try. And I think that is also a source of trauma from growing up where we've been, well, we've been disappointed. And so
Yes.
it's just like, I think part of that, why we do that as moms, is because, well, who gonna do it better
Right.
than me?
Yep.
Nobody.
Yep.
And they probably won't. But in this moment, I just need some help.
Right.
Like, I don't even
Yes.
care what it looks like in this moment. I just need some help. And so I'm shout out to your neighbor for coming through. They a real one, because
Yes.
listen, I don't know. Like, I might have wiped your booty, because I'm still wiping. I'm still wiping booties now. So I
I
would
didn't
have.
want to wipe my own. I was just like, oh, this is disgusting. What is going on? This is not good. This is not good. But I had
This is not good.
this is not good. But I had to do what I got to do. But husband's phone died. It was something with the internet where his phone wasn't working. I said, you know what? I let me just, go ahead. And it even too, like when I had to have surgery and, I had a newborn and a 6-year-old, like everything was happening so fast. And like,
Yeah.
I was in the hospital by myself because
Yep.
my husband couldn't bring the kids in. Like, they can't have the kids in the hospital because at that time too, COVID, it was an increase, cases was going up. And so, they put me on the floor and, I was alone. And I, my husband would sneak up though. He snuck the baby and he wrapped the baby up and came on in there, like snuck in because, hey,
hey, you need to see your mama.
Yeah. And so I had to also like, there's a homeschool parent that our children play together, and we do. My daughter's involved in our co-op, and so I thought at that time, because I was like, man, there's so much going on. There's a lot going on right now. My daughter needs to be like in somebody's care. Like she don't need to be, she needs to be with someone. And so I had to dial her number in the middle of the night, and I was just like, oh, and like you said, the hesitancy, like you don't want to ask, like you don't. There are a billion and one reasons why, I never like to ask for help. I don't like to be disappointed. I don't like to have expectations. Right. I don't like strings attached with nothing.
Yes.
But in that moment, like, okay, mama about to go into surgery. Mama, got a lot of problems going on. I need you. And I mean, it was quick. She came to the hospital, picked up my daughter, kept her for a week, and I'm very, thankful for that. But I was trying to every different possibility. I was on the phone talking to my husband, like, do you think maybe that you could, it was just no other way. No. We had to in that instance.
Yeah.
And, I felt relief though after having doing it, because it was just like, sometimes help and support comes from where you don't think it's going to come from.
Ooh, that's a word. Yeah.
And I know that, putting things into the universe, you always get them back. I even felt guilty like a little bit, because I was like, dang, I didn't even tell nobody I was pregnant. Like, people don't even know I was pregnant. People don't even know I had a baby, and they like, wait, hold on.
I knew, but it was well into it.
But people, be like, hold on, wait a minute, oh, you had, and now you need some help? Like, what? What's, and so, and it's all these things, that come along with that. People want to know everything that's going on before they help you. They want to know. But, at that time.
What are people like that? I've always wondered it. Are you going to help me or no? I don't have time to give you a dissertation about why I need help. The answer is yay or nay.
No. Yep.
That's it. We can worry about the backstory later, but just.
Yes, you're going to help enough. Because, and I found that, that the support that we got was, what we needed at the time. I mean, so many, someone created the, GoFundMe for me and posted it. And I was like, I didn't know, because I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But I was like,
you sure didn't, because you hate that type of stuff. I emphasize the word hate because no.
Yes. But you know what? I was, man, was I grateful like that.
Yeah.
Because without that, I wouldn't have been able to. I mean, we rehired my my doula. She's a postpartum doula, and she's a nursing background. So without that help, I wouldn't have been able to. I mean, I did rehab. She came over 3 days a week to help me to walk, use the bathroom, do all those things. And at the time, like I said, this is why capitalism is so violent. My husband's job at the time, they ended up going to, long story, but at the time they were like, oh, we can't give you any more time off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you've had
Yeah.
enough. So he had to work. So I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to recover with one person? The one person I got that's helping and doing everything has to go back to work, has to work into the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
What am I gonna do? So, that came in such, that was such needed, because I was able to hire help, like, so I'm going and I'm hiring someone, meaning, there are no questions, there are nothing attached. They're like, okay, you paying me, I'm coming over 3 days a week.
That's my job.
Yep, that's my job. So I was very, grateful for that. And then had some folks dropping off food. Food is such oh my gosh, when you're healing or when you're ill, you need to be in community with people who can cook. People who can cook, and folks that give out gift cards for food, because
absolutely,
food is like a big, can't nobody be standing up in no kitchen cooking for kids, cooking nothing. Kids are always hungry. They need to eat.
And they school stomachs during the summer don't work. It don't work.
Yes.
It don't work after school. Like, once school is out, it don't work. They are forever hungry. Like,
I need a snack. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty every 5 minutes. So, the food, like, was really, like, community wise. I had some, one person ordered a Lasagna Love. It's a great organization. So I encourage folks to check it out. It's for people who are postpartum, just had baby, maybe suffering through postpartum complications. And they come, they find somebody to bake you a lasagna, a big family size lasagna, cute, and bring it to your house.
Girl, go to Walmart, get you that Stouffer's family size. Pop that Stouffer's be on point now.
But see, there's a caveat though, because I'm going through all these health issues. I can't eat nothing. Like,
That's right. You can't even have lasagna.
Right. I can't have none of that stuff. I gotta have a very restricted, like, plain, bland, Whole Foods set up here. So and what I eat, everybody else eating. There's no, ain't
Are
nobody
you still
cooking.
eating like that?
I am.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be for the rest of my life, like, because this has, turned into some chronic things. So, and I feel they're triggers for the pain. So I'm like, look, I don't want to experience that. So I'm gonna be good. Like, ain't no treating yourself. Ain't no every once in a while, nothing. That's what it is.
But sometimes it gets like that, because really health is wealth.
Yes.
And so, like, we talk about that, and people kind of say it in jest, or like it sounds cute, but no, legitimately, health is wealth. Like,
it is.
I can't really do nothing in a society that promotes capitalism in the way that they do, and take care of my family. I can't leave a legacy if I'm lukewarm to the grave.
Yes.
Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I'm trying to do the things. So as a mom, what would you have, the mom who's gone through and still is healing, for mommies who, even if it's just like, we're not even about to do the Olympics of the type of illness, because being sick, period, as a mom is just, the whole house could be down.
Right.
Like,
ain't no struggle Olympics. Whatever your sickness is, that's what it is.
Yes.
Thank you for them.
So
yes.
That I want to point that out, because people do that. They used to do that with my miscarriages. They used to be like, oh, well, at least she didn't. First of all, okay, we is not fixing to do that.
Yes.
Okay, we not fixing to compare the fact that you carried a dead baby inside for X amount of weeks, or that's not fair.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we're not here for that. So I wanted to just point that out, because if you are a mommy who is with just the cold, or you're a mommy with cancer, or whatever the case may be, having gone through this, what are some things that you think, would help kind of encourage mommies in that season?
Sure. I would highly encourage therapy.
Baby,
And
say that
when I
again.
say, when I say therapy, I'm not just talking about in a clinical setting, because everybody doesn't have access to that.
That's right.
My mental health was struggling a lot during the
Yeah.
healing process. And granted, I applied to shout out to the IW, the International Women's Journalism Fund, because I had applied from bedside, like, okay, I don't know how to handle this. I need to get some grant money, but I got a generous grant from them to get some therapy. And I was able to, get therapy for a couple months. Now it was a couple sessions now. But in those quick sessions, I was like, oh, I got to learn. I got to do this. So I got to,
I need my tools. That's
right.
right.
I need my tools. So, to seek, therapy, and not just in a clinical setting. Therapy could be, waking up and going outside and sitting in the sun for 10 minutes a day. Therapy can be, doing a yoga practice or meditation or deep breathing. Deep breathing has really helped me a lot. I got to say, everybody's not, yoga may not be your modality of choice. Whatever it is that if you dancing for 10 minutes and it gives you life, something that gives you life is your therapy. So, I would encourage, like, if you're going through that, another thing that I did too, that was very helpful for me, I watched a lot of funny movies. Like, I demanded, like, if I was sitting there on that couch with my leg propped up, and I was like, put on something funny. Like, I don't want to watch no drama. I don't want to watch no horror. Give me a goddamn comedy movie. So I can laugh my way,
That's right.
and so whatever it is that your therapy is, seek that. And I encourage you to do research, and seek out support communities too online. That helped me. I was in a forum. I was in a Facebook support group for moms who had suffered DVT, strokes, and all of the things after postpartum. And I was getting questions answered, like, just because they've been through it. They knew it was moms that were, 3 years post their blood clot, and they were able to give some advice about, okay, time is really going to be your best friend. We went through it, and so that was very helpful, for me. I don't like joining nothing.
Have to talk to people in.
Yes. It required some people in, but that was it was really helpful to join some of those groups. Now I okay, you said don't say nothing. Gotta think.
Because I already told you.
Right. Gotta think. So just find, what works, and own and understand that it is, you're not imagining things. It's hard. You're not imagining, and don't let anybody minimize your struggle. It is hard. It's already hard being a parent. It's already hard being a parent. But when you throw other added layers on top of it, it could be even more difficult. But learning how to make the things that are difficult. Hey, what's the saying? The obstacle is the way.
It's what they say, girl.
Yeah. Sometimes you be like, come on, I don't need another one.
Not one more.
Right. Come on, one more. I got, but I found also that, this time of healing, surrendering to it has also forced me to, into stillness. Beyonce up here got us thinking we're gonna have these babies and get back to business. But
Beyonce got a different team.
Right. That she on the but my body was like, bitch, sit down.
Have a seat.
Sit down. Yeah, you don't need to sit down for a while. You're gonna need to say, I don't care what's going on. You got XYZ. I'm just gonna need you to sit your ass in a chair for at least, for me, it's been like a year and some,
that I need to sit time for you, sis. Yeah.
Yes.
I think you needed to sit down because you really were moving and grooving and doing all the things. Like, and so sometimes I do feel like the guy has to sit us down.
Yes.
He has to be like, you ain't gonna do it. That's
right.
Fine.
Right.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll do it.
Right.
Because I know that you're not gonna do it. So let me help you.
Yes.
And just sit down and become one. Like, and
Yes.
become one. But I think that's what illness does to you too. It forces you to be reflective
Yep.
and give you those moments of reflection and ask yourself, okay, when I get through this, whatever it looks like on the other side of this, who do I want to be?
Yes.
Who do
Yep.
I want to be? And what am I not tolerating anymore?
I know that's right.
Um,
No, that's
let me
right.
tell you,
Boundaries.
boundaries get real strong when
Yes.
you go through some things and know thyself. Like you like, no, I don't do that shit no more. But God
Right.
bless. Like
This is Tonya 4.0
that's right. Like
that you're looking at. This ain't the
each
same
one.
Tanya. Right.
Yeah.
This ain't 25-year-old Tanya. This is,
No.
we're not getting into age, but this is Tanya.
It's old Tanya. This
Yes.
is
Right. Who, once you and it should be that way.
yeah.
It's a growth, it's about growth. It's growth.
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
you take inventory too. You take inventory of like what's happening around you when
Mm-hmm.
when you're sick, like the way people are speaking life into you, or whether they're
Yeah.
trying to speak, even worse into
Mm-hmm.
you. And then you
Mm-hmm.
create boundaries and you like, you know what? I can't, like, having an NDE, having these NDEs and having these things happen. I'm like, I don't got time. Like, there literally is not time for me to deal with crap, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to do it.
Listen, I wrote on Twitter because I refuse to call it the other thing. I'm like, your mama named you Twitter. I'm gonna call you Twitter. I'm not fixing to call you the other things that you want to be called. This is ghetto. But I had mentioned that, I be wanting to be petty, like a lot. I
Yeah.
want to get on here on these social media apps. I want to be like how some of them are and like call people out and do all the things. But then I'm like, I got 3 kids.
Right.
I need a nap. And I got books to write.
Yep.
And because
Yep.
I don't use AI to write these books.
Right. Ain't nobody using bots.
Right. I'm not using no bot to write a book, And yes, I mean all the shade with that. And I want all the smoke because I said it. And I stand well, not to be ableist, but I do hold the ground on it.
Yes.
Okay. But like I just feel like you really don't have the time to
Yeah.
exert just
Mm-mm.
in the pettiness of life and giving energy to things that don't need the energy.
Yes. Yep.
And I do think like being ill or having any type of life altering event will do that for you.
Yes.
Because I think and it should, like you said, it makes you grow. It's
Yep.
like another level of growth um in this life journey
Yes.
that we're on and that we can pass down to our kids and hopefully show them like, hey, I didn't have this boundary before, but I'm gonna show you how to have this boundary so that when you become a big person like me, you too will know I don't gotta deal with nobody bullshit.
Yes.
Period,
Yes.
point blank. Like I'm good on it. Like
Yep.
I said
Yep.
what I said and I mean it.
And then also too, being grateful that I'm experiencing these things. Like,
Mm.
I'm a cycle breaker and a change maker. I have
Oof,
to,
that'd be
you know, um, when I think about my daughters, because we learn about mothering way before we become mothers, right? We learn
yeah.
about mothering through our own mothers, through aunts, and through things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you fixing the blueprint, when you're rewriting the blueprint, I think about this a lot too. Like, I got to get myself together. Like, it helped me to
Mm-hmm.
heal and to get myself, because I'm like, if my daughters, if they so choose, or when they
Mm-hmm.
so choose, to have children, I gotta be there. Like, I gotta be there
Yeah.
with a crock pot of food, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna be washing feet and whatever. That baby
Yes.
gonna be calling me mommy probably,
Oh.
because they ain't gonna hold me back. You ain't gonna they ain't gonna hold me
Mm-hmm.
back. So, and then just setting up and knowing that a part of my healing is making sure and being able to set up that situation for them, so that, they are not feeling like they don't have
Oh,
support, or
so
feeling like,
good.
you know
Yes.
so that's that's a part of my purpose.
Yeah.
So, really falling into that in the healing, like you need to show up. Like you got to show up.
Hmm.
It's hard right now, but I
Yeah.
promise you, you showing up on the other side
Mhm.
of that, it's generations that's gonna,
Yeah.
be affected in a positive way by what you're doing.
Yeah. It's the
Um,
deposits. I'm making the
yes,
deposits into you all now. And we're not saying like if you are like, again, I use the phrase lukewarm to the grave,
yeah,
you know, but show up however you can.
yes,
Because,
yes, the best that you can.
yeah, because kids, they got to see that.
Yeah.
And I think yesterday it kind of dawned on me that I need to do a better job at being more present
Hmm.
with my kids and showing up, to the practice. Because I love a carpool lane. Okay. I will drop you off and I'll circle back around within an hour and I'll be right here for you. But now I'm like, I probably need to walk in. Let me watch it. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Because they're wanting that. They're
Yeah.
desiring that. And I also know that I'm entering into this season of life where, I will travel more. I'll be, doing things. But when I'm here, I need them to know that I'm here
Yes.
and I'm fully vested. I'm fully present in that moment with you all. It's nothing like being sick with your kids at the same time too, because that's usually what happens. Like,
A nightmare.
my
That's what
God,
it is.
it's
They need to write a Halloween script for that one, cause
that's the horror story right there. Because like I remember was it last year, me and the kids all had COVID for the
mm,
first time, and
mm.
I was just like, and it was my birthday. And I was just looking at them, and I'm like, I know you brought this to me. I didn't ask for this. I didn't
And
ask for this.
they get over stuff quick, and
They
you be
go
feeling
so
like it's
fast.
right.
Yo,
I'm
I
fine
listen. I had strep
with
for the first time ever in my life.
it.
Never
Yeah.
had strep.
Mm.
Um, talk about TMI. Listen, they give you an antibiotic for strep throat, and apparently, me and this one antibiotic, we got a situation now. And
Incontinence.
I thought, listen, I thought it was a toot, wasn't a toot, and yeah, they still talk about it. They still
What?
talk about it. Yeah, no, it got me. I won't go no further, but just know I got. And I found out how raggedy my children were and how raggedy my husband is. They're
Was
not
they-
supportive. They weren't supportive. What they did was they bought some Depends
yeah.
for Christmas
Yeah.
and wrapped it up in a pretty box. And I thought it was a big
You
gift.
gonna need those. You gotta look. My daughter be all loud. We be in public. She be like, "You got on your Depends today? Good
Oh, wait a
morning."
minute. First of all, nobody needs to know. I love how they tell our business.
Yes.
That middle one of mine, we be in the bathroom. I go, are you on your period? Are
Yeah.
you bleeding?
I
The whole
smell
bath.
it. I think I smell
Yeah.
it. It's
Okay. First
coming.
of all, it's coming. Like first of all, the whole bathroom. They don't. They don't need to know that.
Yeah, but
And
they don't respect our bathroom space though. They be in there, you
no,
know.
I have video of one of the kids sitting on the floor talking to me. I'm like, you know what I'm in here doing, right? Does it not smell to you? Like, get out. And she's like, no. And went back to like coloring. Like, what are we doing? Want to sit on your lap?
Yeah.
Want to
Oh,
talk to you?
the lap.
The the lab thing. Why are we here? How did you get in here? Is the question.
Yes,
Like, yeah,
they
we
find a
changed the
way.
lock to our room door. We was
Ah.
like, we're gonna fix y'all because we gonna change the light. And they get mad. They're like, are you gonna like? I am because I need a moment. I need a break. I
Best
need.
believe. I need to find a little bit more balance too because I'm constantly accessible.
Yeah,
And I'd be like, I can't tell them that. Like, oh, but yeah, I need to find some of that.
you find some of that. I need to get some. We need to do an exchange. We need to find us a happy medium because I'd be
Me
like, yeah,
too.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you though. God bless. And when I hit them with a God bless,
They know mama mean
they
business. Okay,
yeah,
she mean
they not feeling it. Yeah, because they don't like it. Because all right. Well, God bless. And they be like, no, God bless. I
mama
know.
mean business.
Listen, leave me alone. Like, you'll be okay. But I am just want to say I'm so, so happy to hear your voice, to know that you are healthy. We're speaking it, and you
Yeah.
are whole.
Claim.
And I'm just excited to see this other side, and that you really have navigated it so beautifully. Um, like, so beautifully. And I know that it wasn't the black woman superhero syndrome on you. It was you fighting because you want to be here for your family. Like, I think that's the beauty of it. Like, to have this come, because there's mamas who didn't make it, who
Yes.
had the strokes after birth, who didn't make it, who are not here with us. And so to be able to be on the other side of that, to be healing, and to still walk in healing, like, it's beautiful. So I honor you, my sister,
I
in this
sure.
space. And I'm trying not to get emotional because I feel it. But
I same thing. Don't you do it.
yeah,
Don't you do
then thugs don't cry.
it.
You know what I'm saying? We don't cry around here. But I do, and because I've talked to you during that time, and I remember hearing your voice, but I just always wanted you to know that I was here, checking in, however you need me to be. You know, not too far. I get to you. I get up that road, but if I can't, just know that I'm praying, and
Yeah.
that I love you, and I believe that you are going to make it through, because it's been a season of loss. And I remember a girlfriend called me, check in, and I thought she's going to tell me something real different. And I was like, thank God. Because I was like,
Yeah.
if you told me that you were going to be sick or something like that, I said, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't deal with any more people that I love and care about being ill. Because I'm an empath, and so I
Yep.
care, and I just feel like I like put the weight of the world on my shoulders. But like I said, I honor you in this space, and you are killing it. Okay, you's out here with your black girl magic, and just showing up. And I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. I'm
Ashay,
excited.
I know. I can't wait. You gonna be in the Ville. So we
Yes,
got, yeah, it's crazy
gonna
over
be
here. So
shenanigans. Shenanigans. Can't wait. So,
yes.
okay. So, are you able to share, before we hop off, like, anything that you're working on, any upcoming projects? What is Miss Tonya doing?
So, Miss Tonya is still um we're still writing. And
As you should be. Yes.
yes, because also that's part of healing too,
Yes.
I can't. I'm not a journaler because when you journal, I'm like, you gotta have the space for that. And I'm like, I already write. I don't want to journal. Don't give me no journal prompts. I'm not doing them. Uh,
The rebel.
yes. But what I did do on my healing path was start to write more things that I wanted to write, like with
Yeah.
no pressure of
Mm-hmm.
how this business is, where we like
Mm-hmm.
trying to beat trends, trying to all this stuff.
Yep.
And so I did a lot of writing during that time. No, I didn't do a lot of writing because hell, it wasn't a lot, but a lot for me for what I was going through. But the
Yeah.
writing that I did do, it came from my truth, from passions, from things that I'm
Mm.
passionate about, regardless
Yeah.
of what the hell is going on in a business standpoint.
Yeah.
So I've been just leaning more into that. So I'm working on some adult projects.
I hope it's your memoir, but okay, continue.
Some adult projects. Um, and then also, the picture books, they're going. I have 2 coming out in 2025.
Oh, flight flex. Okay.
Um, but it's kind of been at a standstill in terms of it's just stuff that's just waiting, waiting on
Yeah.
movement, so to
Yeah.
speak. But just working on things that make me happy, and
Yeah.
not and going with the flow.
Mhm.
And you try to do that, but then sometimes you
Yeah.
be like, okay, bills got to be paid and all these things.
Mhm.
We understand that, but so yeah, I mean, if you want to catch any of my books that are coming out in 2025, please follow me on Instagram at I am Tabari, IamTabari. I love to connect online. I slide in people's DMs all the time just to say
And
hey.
Will.
Yes, because I don't answer the phone now, but I will
She
slide.
don't. She don't answer the phone, y'all. I still call her anyway. I don't care. So
You gotta be like that sometimes. You gotta be like that. Y'all still love me.
mm-hmm.
But and also too, just thank you and I just want to give a shout out to all the praying folks, the people who
Mm-hmm.
are on their knees, praying, speaking good things, speaking life into
Yeah.
people who are struggling. That makes a really big difference when you're going through something and you may not know. It may not even be somebody but people
Yeah.
who are always speaking goodness putting goodness on your name and speaking good
Yeah.
about you, no matter how near or far, it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said earlier, like now it's about energy, where you put your energy to. Like
Yeah.
I don't have time to like talk about nobody bad, talk about nobody, whatever. I'm just speaking love and light because that's what I want in my
Yeah.
life and for those of the people that are around me. So, thank you for being one of the praying
Oh,
sisters, and one of that always has people's names in your tongue in a positive way. I know sometimes we be bad, we cut up, we all do. But
I live for a good petty moment.
yes, yes, yes. So yeah. That's all I'm working on. And I say all I'm working on because I'll be busting out of
I
stuff like,
said,
hey, I'm gonna be on this panel. Hey, I'm gonna do this.
yeah, I'm about to say she'll pop up. You'll be on her Instagram. Be like, I didn't know you had this today. Today, register right now. Like,
Hell, I didn't know half the stuff I don't be knowing. I'll be forgetting, like, okay, I signed up for this. I'm gonna be speaking here, and I just forget to post it and all of that. But I'm working on it, and that's part of the thing too. Like, is divesting from the need to have to always be working and putting. I don't,
yes,
it's a fine line, and I'm finding out that I need to put boundaries in place for some stuff. Like even for my book,
yeah,
I'm supposed to be promoting it out in these streets and all of that, but I don't feel like I, part of me's like, okay, I've done enough. Like I've done, and I know that's, as an author, you want to make sure that you're publicizing and speaking about yourself in that way. But oh, hey,
it
I
can
want to
be
spend that time.
tiring.
Right, it's
Yeah,
tiring. Like I want to spend that time working on something else, or spend that time with my family. And I'm just gonna count on the universe. Whoever need a book's gonna get it.
that's right. Y'all need Locks Not Dread. You need the
Yes,
Juneteenth book, and you
that's
need
right.
what's my other baby boy book? The one I took a picture of in Target.
My hair, my crown. Yes,
My hair, my so cute.
yes,
Yes, y'all need to just buy all the books.
yes,
Support Black
yes.
authors.
Come on now, come on.
Mhm.
That they trying to ban every 5 seconds nowadays. Seems
All the
like it.
time. Yeah. Yes, yes, they are. That's all right.
Yes,
We rise above the bands.
that's
We ain't
right.
worried about your bands.
Yep.
I'll still write these books, and these babies still gonna get them.
That's right. That's the
Yeah.
work. That's the
Mhm.
work. And then, just ending also, I want to say one more thing. Motherhood is the work. We think that our work is what we get paid from, or, what that a part of the work, which is, having a healthy, functioning humans in a society
That's
is
right.
steeped in motherhood. So,
Yeah,
whatever you need to do to get right and to get balanced and get yourself, on the right, do it, seek it,
that's right.
and you can be a work in progress. Don't feel like you have to
Mhm.
do it all in one day. It's not going to
Yeah,
happen all in one day.
it's not.
It's
And the
not.
kids and the kids are not looking for perfection.
They're not.
They need to see the human side of us. They need to know, my biggest flex with my kids. I apologize to
Yes.
them,
Yes.
because that's the healing for me that
Yes.
I would have loved to have received as a younger child is the apology,
Yep.
to know like my feelings did get too big and I didn't take a moment to step back from this to really understand where you were coming from and respecting my kids and their autonomy, um, with reason, because they're still kids. I still have to help guide you.
Yes.
However, yeah, listen, that made sense. That choice that you made.
Mm-hmm.
And when we find out that it didn't make sense and that mother was right, I'm gonna do my best to not be petty and say I told you so.
Right, right,
But just know, just
right.
know. But like I think, like you said, it's the work. I tell people that's my real job is showing up for these kids and being a mom and being an attorney, an author, and everything else is secondary.
Secondary. Right,
It wasn't like that always,
right.
but now I understand more. But I also, to your point, as mothers, we need to remember to put that oxygen mask on first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can help other people out. So let's, make sure if you do fall ill that you are pouring into yourself to get better.
Yes,
If for no one else, for yourself,
yes,
so
yes.
that you can be the best you can be, because there's too many of us pouring from empty cups.
Yep. And
And
then sometimes too, it's not necessarily a better because, people with chronic illnesses and things,
that's right.
it's
Yeah.
just it's a new
Yeah.
normal. It's not maybe
Hmm.
next, you're like, oh, I want to get back to my old body, but sometimes the old body's not coming back,
It's not
as you
coming back.
say.
And that's acceptance in and of itself. Like,
Yes.
it ain't. So how do you adjust to this new normal and make it work?
Yep.
Because this is what it is right now, and
Yep.
our will be.
Yes.
So it is what it is.
Yep.
I love you.
Love you too, sister.
I'm so glad you came. Well, y'all, it's been fantastic as always. And again, I want to thank Tonya, and I'll make sure to link all her books, not all her writings, because there are many. You're gonna have to just Google her, okay, and
Google me,
find
baby.
Google. See, look at it. So you gonna have to do. That's what y'all gonna have to do for that part. But all the other stuff, I got you on. But Google her.
Yeah.
She dope. All right, sis. I love you.
All right. All love. Have a great day.
You
Bye,
too, boo.
everybody.
Bye, y'all.